If the normal way to pair your DualSense controller to the PS5 isn't working, then this video is for you. By normal way, I mean connecting it using a USB cord and pressing the PlayStation button, or by using the Bluetooth accessory screen to detect a strobing controller. Those things were explained in detail in my previous video, so check out that one if you haven't seen it. The first thing to consider if those normal ways don't work is whether or not you've used your DualSense on some other device in your home, like on your PC or on your phone. If so, make sure those things are turned off. Those prior connections may be interfering with its ability to connect to the PS5. If that did not help, do a double reset. First, make sure your controller is on. If you can't get it to stay on, do this. Hold down the share button and the PlayStation button at the same time until you see the lights start to strobe. Then flip it around and find this hole on the back. Don't get it mixed up with this microphone hole that's right here. Take something small like a needle or the end of a paper clip or a push pin and put it into the hole. You'll feel a button in there click. Hold that button down for 5 seconds. It'll turn off the controller within the first second, but keep holding it in. Now that the DualSense is off, go ahead and press the button a second time for another 5 seconds and see if that helped. If it didn't, here's a couple of things to try within the PS5 menus. I realize that not all of you can have access to these menus if you only have one DualSense and it's not connecting, but for those of you who can access the menus, go to Settings, Accessories, General on the left, Advanced Settings on the right. Confirm that Bluetooth is on. If it isn't, there will be an option here to turn it back on, so go ahead and do that. Regardless of whether or not you had to do that, back out one screen and select Bluetooth accessories. At the top, there will be a list of registered accessories, and you should see one or more that says DualSense. Now, one of those will say connected out to the side. That's the one you're currently using. For all the others that are listed, I'm going to have you delete them. Note that this means that they will have to be paired again the normal way when you go to use them again. If you don't want to do that, then skip to the next solution. So go ahead and delete them by highlighting them and hitting X and then choosing delete. Then attempt to reconnect your additional DualSense. If that didn't work, try using a different USB cord. They go bad after a while. It's also possible that the cord you're using is a charging only cord that came with someone's phone or something. The cord has to be able to do data transfer, so make sure you find one that has that ability. If nothing so far has solved your issue, there are some people online that have found success by doing various power cycle techniques with their PS5. One way is to hold down the power button on the console. It'll beep when you first press it, but keep holding it in until you hear a second beep and let it turn off. Then connect the controller using the cable and press the PlayStation button on it. The console should come on and hopefully recognize the DualSense this time. You can also try doing that same thing I just described, but this time hold the power button down until you hear a third beep. And you may want to try these techniques multiple times. I have found them to be sporadically effective, if that makes sense. Lastly, it's possible that the controller port itself is damaged. If you're good with electronics, you can actually replace that port. There's a good video on how to do it by the channel Uber Micro Repairs, and the video is called DualSense Edge PS5 Controller USB-C Port Replacement. It's also possible that the port on the front of the PS5 can go bad from being used all the time. Just know there's a couple of other ones on the back, so you can always try using those. That's all the solutions I have to run by you. I'm hoping that at least one of them worked, but it could be that your DualSense is just broken and it'll never work. Either way, thank you for watching. Have a good day.